Hi, today from Sicily in Italy, from Palermo. Today I will tell you what I have learned from the Australian self-made billionaire and the World Entrepreneur of the Year 2016, Manny Stul. Some time ago I visited him in Melbourne and we spent 2 days talking about his success secrets, about what made him so extremely successful in business. I will tell you 3 things that I have learned from him. See you in the next part. Three things that the Billionaire and the World Entrepreneur of the Year 2016 Manny Stul taught me. The first one is the total commitment. Manny Stul always says you can't be half pregnant with it. It means to achieve such extraordinary success in business, you can't do it without effort. There is a lot of work, a lot of commitment on your side necessary to achieve such a success. I always get these comments, but what is life worth it if you have to work so much for your success? No, we are talking here about extreme success, about being the best entrepreneur in your industry, one of the best in the world. Manny Stul is the World Entrepreneur of the Year 2016. He was chosen the best entrepreneur in the world in that year. To achieve such extraordinary success, a lot of effort is necessary. There is no easy way to such extreme success. You don't become a champion in a coffee break. What does it mean in reality for billionaires? In his first company, he was working every day, also on weekends. And this first company made him a multi-millionaire. The second company made him a billionaire. And he is more than 60-year-old, and even today, he works almost every day at night, and he continues to work when he comes home, even today. And during his most active business period, he was working up to 18 hours a day. So this is the commitment you need in order to have at least the chance to become such extremely successful in business. This was the first thing that I learned from Manny Stul. The other thing which is essential for Manny Stul is the rule not to lie. Don't lie. Never lie to your customer. Never cheat your customer. Never fool your customer. Long time before CRM systems were in operation, Manny Stul developed something like that. He took notes on every of his customers, what were they talking about, what he promised to each of these customers, what he told the customer about his availability, about his stocks, about the prices, about how good that or other product is selling, in order to always be truthful, in order to always represent the same version of the facts towards a customer. Because he realized once you are caught lying, the customer will never trust you again. And Manny Stul told me it is extremely difficult to earn somebody's trust. But it's very easy to lose that trust of the customer by lying. So this integrity and honesty are extremely important for a long-term business success. I want to read you what Manny Stul told me. You can be successful without integrity in the short term, but not in the long term. It's imperative not to lie if you want to maintain relationships with people you are dealing with. It's very hard to win somebody's trust, but you can lose it instantly by lying. And then you've lost it forever. Sure, the customer can forgive you, but it will never be the same again. It will never be like before, when the customer trusted you and believed you. And another thing, life and business is just much easier if you don't lie, if you are always telling the truth. You don't need to remember what you said to whom. You always say how it is, what it is, and then you don't have any trouble with it. It's just simpler, and on the other hand, you have the trust of people, because if you always tell the truth, people can trust you and can believe that what you are saying, what you are telling them is the truth. So this is the second important thing that I have learned from Manny Stul. The third thing that I want to share with you is the attitude towards failures. And I want to read to you one of the statements that Manny shared with me. There is a lot of failures along the way. It's part of the process. You can't be successful without having failures. It's not possible. The only people who don't make mistakes are the people who don't do anything. If you want to stay out of trouble, go and work for the government. And Manny Stul indeed made a lot of mistakes in his first business. He was learning to do business by try and error, and there were tons and tons of mistakes. But what he considered important is to learn from the mistakes and to never repeat the mistakes, never make the same mistake twice. And he told me, the most important thing, learn from your experiences and never make the same mistake twice. So this attitude that you always have to be right, that you can be successful only if you don't make any mistakes, this is just false. It's completely the opposite. You can never be successful if you are afraid to make mistakes. You are never successful if you don't try out things. And when you try out things, you will make mistakes. And this is the way to success. Without that, you can achieve only average success, only a little bit of success. You will never become one of the best entrepreneurs in the world. You will never become a billionaire if you don't try out things and if you don't make mistakes. Of course, I learned much more from Manny Stul, but I want to share with you one extra thought today, and this is about the process. I want to share it with you because the words that Manny Stul told me are so beautiful. I think we are on this planet to learn and to evolve. And as much as we all have aspirations and desires, it's not the destination that's important. It's what you do along the way that's important. That journey that you have to whatever goals you are trying to achieve, that's your life. Not the goals and not the achievements and not the money and not the wealth and not the power. So always keep in mind, the way is the goal, the process. And this is how you actually live your life. So pay attention to how you do and what you do in your life, and not only what you aspire to and what is your vision, what is your great goal. Because it is actually how you live your life that's important. And I want to leave you today with these words by Manny Stul. Reflect on them and leave your comment below the video what you think about them. Of course, I learned much more in my today interview with Manny Stul. You will find all of that in my book, The $1 Billion Secret. I invite you to check out this book. Share your thoughts, your ideas, your perspective in the comments below this video. Give me a thumb up if you like this video. Give me a thumb down if you haven't. Share this video with your loved ones, with your friends. One day they will thank you for that. I talk here a lot about the best entrepreneurs in our world, about the self-made billionaires, how they act and how they think. So if you like this video, you will certainly like my other videos. I invite you to watch them. That's it from Palermo today. I wish you a fantastic day. Let's do something extraordinary today.